right, you guys. So we have a big one today. We started our 97 Demo Profiles, formerly known as Journey of a New Artist series, and one of our earlier interviews was this guy right here, NxG. And when we talked to you before, you were in the process of like putting final touches on your album. Now, a couple weeks later, it's out, which is, I think, really cool because that's such a huge milestone in like anyone's career. So Outta Here Soon. I like it. It's like, it's definitely, no, it's your vibe of an album. It's like a nice, concise 18 minutes. Everything is this sort of like high energy, like the songs are short and each one hits. So one, just how are you feeling like now that this album you've been working on for honestly, like what you said, a year or even long, maybe a year or two, even longer, is finally out?
Yeah, I mean, it's fire. So like the conceptually, it's been coming together, or it had been coming together for about a year and a couple months. But in terms of like the actual music that ended up making the cut, I think the first song was recorded in February and the last song was recorded in May. So like it went mad quick in terms of the actual creative process, but like the genesis of the idea took a lot longer. And I feel amazing. I'm not gonna lie, I feel really good.
Well, I have to really quick, what was the initial concept versus what you ended up, and is it reflected in what you ended up putting out?
Yes. So the original concept came from the I think I was looking at Drake's album covers, or not covers, the titles of his albums, and I was like, this tells a story. Like, because you know, you have what was it? Nothing Was the Same, To Take Care. Yeah. It's like, this person is leaving. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I think knowing Drake and how meticulous he is with his writing, I'm like, I wouldn't be surprised if he did that on purpose.
Oh,
so I was
definitely.
Like, why can't I do the same thing with my music? So I think I just put out my EP of 2020, which was Genesis, right? Like that was the beginning, like that was chapter 1. And then, you know, right as that came out, I was like, yo, the next thing needs to be called Outta Here Soon, because it's like from Genesis to Outta Here Soon. It's like, that is just like a jump, a coming of age thing that, excuse me, I just wanted to, you know, if anyone ever cares to look back and be like, yo, was this person thinking about it? Like, yes, I was.
So what have you?
Oh yeah, that's super dope, bro. I was gonna ask, because I didn't even think about this, because when we were like did the interview back then, you know, the single React was already out, and obviously you had the producer working on Dying, helping you out with that. But I didn't even realize it was gonna be like this big collab project. So how did you know that this was gonna be the right guy to, like, you know, produce a whole project? Because, you know, that's a big commitment, because, you know, sometimes people are doing a project that have, you know, just the best beats from multiple people, but you decide to focus like and just lock in with just one person. How'd you know that was gonna be the right person to work with?
So working on Dying is a collective. So it's a bunch of,
I got you.
I think, at least 6 people.
Oh.
And these are all people who are creating the sound that we listen to, like, you know, on Whole Lotta Red, they're working on Dying beats. On fucking CLB, they're working on Dying beats. On Eternal Take, they're working on Dying beats. So I kind of already heard what they were capable of as a group, and I was like, excuse me, guys, I'm really under the weather right now.
It's all good, bro.
Man.
It's all good, man.
But so, you know, after having heard what they were capable of, and then linking up with Facts Only, he's one of the producers in there. Like our bond, the music that we were making from the jump was crazy. So it was like it didn't make any sense not to. I think React was like maybe the 8th song I made with him. So like after that, it was like, all right, bet. Like, you know what I'm saying? We were like, all right, we got something going on here. And my friends also, like, my friends are calling me, because I mean, I had a note document where, like, I would basically, like, all my music I would put on that note, and so my friends could, like, listen to it whenever the fuck they wanted to, because, like, you know, like, I trust y'all, like, whatever, have my music. And niggas would call me about this shit. I'm not a curse, right?
Yeah.
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 I just wanted to make sure I wasn't drawing. But yeah, niggas would call me about the music that was being made and be like, dude, this shit sounds amazing. And so, like, getting that affirmations from like my friend group and like people who I trust, and then also like, you know, liking the music a lot myself. It was like, all right, maybe this is the right direction that we need to go in. So yeah.
Dope. Yeah, I didn't know. I thought it was just like one producer, but that's even dope that it's a full collective, because that feels like it would be even like more, you know, more people, more opinions in, but it seems like you guys were able to come with like a concise project that everybody kind of got their ideas in. So that's super dope.
Yeah.
So one thing I'm like curious of, I want to talk about like the actual song selection. So one, you said that the what you ended up choosing, the final like 8 that made the cut, that's February to May. During that time period, what were the songs that you recorded and you instantly knew, okay, this is gonna make the cut? Like this is, you know, what attracted you to each of the songs that finally got onto the album?
So React, we kind of just knew, like we just kind of knew. Everyone was mad hype about that song. It's really catchy. OGs was a sleeper hit for everyone in that.
I love
like
OGs.
We made it and we didn't really like no one. Yeah, like it's crazy how like that song, like it was just like, all right, like we made it, we moved on. And then like when we like really came back and listened to it, it was like, wait, this song is hard. Thousand Band Funny, we knew. I was
That's hard.
I was just picking songs, no one told me no. So like that really is my like selection right there, and I had months to do it too. So but songs that never moved, right? With Thousand Band Funny, OGs was on the first one, React was on the first one, Claiming You. So Claiming You was the song that was made the most recently. Because that was the last one that was made maybe like May 8th or something like that. And when we made it, we were in the middle of the Working on Dying producer camp. So I made the song in our hotel room and then took it over to the Working on Dying producer camp and like got to play it. And it's like in Paramount Studios, right? Which is like where everyone records. Like all the big bands. Like I think they had Linkin Park records in there, which is crazy to me because I used to love Linkin Park. And ran it in there, played the song, and it was like, yeah, this song has to go on there. Like it has to go on there. And then what else was there? YFN also was one that never moved. It was always on there. And Back to Basics, people had a lot of fighting about. Me and Fax were fighting about it. He was like, you shouldn't include it. And I was like, nah, bro. Like, we got to include Back to Basics. So that was hard. And then County's Hundreds, that was one that wasn't actually, it was never on until July. And I was like, wait, like I re-listened to the song, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, dude, this song is crazy. So that was probably the one that got added on the last. And then 2 songs got taken off. One was called No Fucks and one was called Acting New. And they didn't really stand the test of time. So
really. And then let me ask you about your decision to keep it short. Like we on this album, we on this podcast, I'm talking about how we like love short albums. So like I definitely think it's a bold move to kind of come out with a concise thing and say, look, these are 8 songs. It may only be 8, but I can guarantee you every 8's gonna hit. Why did you decide to take that approach as opposed to what so many other people doing rap, especially newer artists, do, which is like put a boatload of songs on an album and hope that one hits, or, you know, if anything, do it for the, you know, with hopes of getting like maybe playlisting 20 songs each 2 minutes. Like that seems to be the strategy. Why did you decide to take a different approach?
I'm a firm believer in quality over quantity. And I don't know, I just think for my first like step out, like on a high level, I didn't want to make it hard for someone to understand what NxG is. I wanted it to be as short and like, you know, less is more. I would rather have people begging for more music or like this isn't long enough than people being like this is too long.
I noticed that a lot of other like praise you got after the album came out, like rightfully so, was for the album cover, and I'm assuming like that's probably a big part of you know, being a newer artist, because, you know, we say like don't judge a book by its cover, but I'm sure that happens a lot where, you know, people just pick out stuff that looks cool. So like, what was the process of creating the album cover, and who'd you collab with?
So he's a great artist. His name is August, and basically, like, we have a very unique process for creating cover art. We sort of talk about the story that we're trying to tell. We think about what is this piece of art supposed to communicate, and then we work backwards from there. So, like, I mean, to be honest, Outta Here Soon, we did that like at least 7-8 months ago. So I don't remember exactly what we're talking about, but I know the story that we wanted to show was, like, an ascension over Philadelphia, and we wanted it to be also rooted in the Working on Dying, like, in their culture as well. So that's why their logo is like, so a lot of people who aren't from Philadelphia won't get it, but basically in Philly, right, City Hall has a statue of William Penn on top of it, right? And there is a myth in Philadelphia that if any building, like, went higher than that, like, was built higher than William Penn, like, Philadelphia sports teams would never ever win. Just some cool, like, Philly history type shit. But basically, like, we were like, yo, like, we need to make Philadelphia our canvas. So, like, we just switched out the William Penn for the Working on Dying logo. And it just, I mean, it looks mad cool. I'm like, it was really cool. But yeah, I mean, I don't know.
No, I like that a lot. But now let's start talking about the response to this album. I noticed that they got, like, some really cool playlisting on Apple Music. I think also on, like, Amazon, like, it was on the new and hip hop playlist on Apple Music, like the like cloud rap playlist on Apple Music. So how does that feel to see your music get platformed by, major streaming services? And just talk about that.
Yeah. So, it's kind of funny because I'm not an Apple Music user, so I didn't really understand, like, what those playlists meant. Like, people were calling me, like, blowing my phone up, but, like, people close to me, like, fax called me, like, bro, like, do you understand where you are? And, like, I think I had, like, maybe woken up like 5-10 minutes before that. So I was like, honestly, like, nah, like, I don't really care. Like, it's cool. It looks cool, but, like, it's not that deep. But then, like, some of my friends who actually use Apple Music, like, really, they're like, bro, like, these are, like, the top hip hop playlists on their app. Like, so that's kind of crazy that you got that. So once I realized that, and, like, I realized the magnitude of what was happening, I was like, wow, that's mad dope that they would look out like that, and put on in that way. But I mean, I don't know, like, excuse me, all the digital responses, like, all of that is cool, but for me, like, I just need to be able to feel it in person. And so what that means for me is, like, if I want to go to a show and I want 500 people to know my music word for word, and when that happens, then I feel like I'll be like, it's pretty cool. But, like, other than that, I'm like, all right, like, we just gotta keep working. Like, it's just another step. Like, we're just taking steps.
That's what it seemed. It was like at your listening party. I saw a video of that, and it seemed like that was a lit crew that knew your music. Or did that, like, tease you for performances? Does that make you want that only more?
Yes, like, so much more. Like, I'm literally like, I cannot wait to go perform again. Like, I'm like, God damn.
That's super dope. And going off of, like, those performances, like, the music videos that you put out, and the one that we see based off, like, the views is the Count These Hundreds video. What was the process? And that one seems to resonate with a lot of people based on, like, how many people are commenting on it and people have watched it. What was the process like doing the visuals, and how was, like, was it like, hey, I have this idea, I want this to be the video, this is the idea I want to, put out? Or was it like a thing where, like, it was a big collaborative thing? Like, what was the process of doing the videos for some of these songs?
Yeah, I mean, Count These Hundreds was unique. We had a mad fast turnaround time. We had to, like, relatively fast for what we usually do. And it was with my man's Luke. Shout out Luke at Visuals by Luke. Crazy videographer. Probably the hottest in Philadelphia right now, for real. But we just set out to do something different. Like, I feel like we had done a lot of like, contrived videos. Like, we were trying to do stuff like making sets, like all that type of stuff. And we sort of were like, yo, like, I mean, we should just go back to basics with this and just do, like, a regular performance thing. And the song, funnily enough, because the song Count These Hundreds sounds like it has a guitar in it. So I was like, dude, we should make a band around this. And then like 2 weeks later, I was texting the producer. I was like, dude, did you play the guitar? And he was like, what guitar? And I was like, what do you mean? Like, there's a guitar in the song, right? And he's like, nah, like, there's no guitar. Like, he basically just ran a synth through an amp or something like that, guitar amp. So it sounded like guitar. So I was like, damn, like, we really just made this video for no reason. But like, it's still cool.
That's super dope.
Have you been excited to like explore the artistry side of this more, like as far as the like making the covers and the like conceptualizing performances and like the more like arty part of music? Like, how are you looking for? Do you put a lot of energy and effort into that, or are you more so focused on just the music?
No, I think now, especially after the release party, like my focus is almost all on performances. So even when creating music to be performed. Like instead of just music that's like, okay, like I want to make music that's lit. It's now much more intentional. Like, okay, like if I take a break here in my song, when I'm performing, I can do this, that, and the third. So really crafting the music around like, yo, I'm knowing that like these are going to be performed.
Yeah.
And the performing to me right now, like performances are everything. Like, obviously, like we don't have the resources to go crazy artistic with the performances yet, but like even still, making sure that people are having fun, making sure it's an energy that can't be replaced anywhere else. Like that is what I'm focused on right now.
Yeah, and I definitely feel that. You last time you talked to us, you said you had like a small group of like people that you really respect that listen to your music and that, you know, are kind of like mentors almost for you. What was their reaction to your album? Like what's some of the feedback you got to it?
Everyone was really proud. Everyone was telling me they were really proud of where I come from, et cetera, et cetera. And like, I mean, I really appreciate all that type of stuff. Again though, like I'm really weird, and like Laura, who's like my manager, I know you guys all know her. She gets on my, I mean, I get on her nerves because I don't take time to congratulate myself at all. Like I'm like, all right, cool, we've done it. What's next? Like, so like having everyone be proud of me felt good, but it was like, again, to me, I was like, okay, but 500 people are not singing my songs. So we are not there. Like, I don't like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's cool and this is nice, but like, I can't go to a show and have every single person singing my lyrics yet. So we're not done.
Dude, I'm like, well, look, I also will agree with Laura and say that you should congratulate yourself, because part of the reason we wanted to do this is because I think it's a big deal for any artist when they're finally able to say, here's my like first album, you know, and to put one together that I think has a lot of strong tracks on it like yours does, definitely something you should be like proud of. Moving forward, what's like the next goal? The album's out, because you just said you have that mentality, you're always focused on what's next. So now that this album's out, what are some of the, like within a year, goals you want to do?
Within a year, what are goals that I want to do? I just want to hone my live show. I mean, dude, a lot of the goals aren't necessarily music related, actually. A lot of them are much more personal. So like, I want to get in shape. So that like after my release party, bro, I was literally dead for like 2 days. Like I couldn't even, like, I was like, damn. So I was like, damn, like I need to get in shape. I mean, one of my goals right now is personal, is like I want to get rid of this head cold, because it's really fucking my shit up. Like, I mean, it's just a lot of like health, wellness, mental health, like just taking care of myself more, because I feel like I'll be able to give more to people if I do that. And right now, like I really neglect my my health. So it's just like, I really need to focus on that.
So, what's your favorite song on the project besides React? Because that's a single that's been out.
I don't know, man. It changes.
They all your babies. I get it.
Yeah. I think I can tell you, I didn't like 1000 Van Funny until it dropped, and then I was like, wait, this song is crazy. Well, I think it has to be YFN, because it's so different. Like, it was really a risk to take and to make that song, to put it out. So, and then to see the response that it got from people, because a lot of blogs were fucking with music, and a lot of them were saying YFN is like a real standout track to them. And that, and like, that was even though it was a song that was always on the project, it was never a song that I was like, this is like something that people will recognize. So seeing that, like, it's almost like the song is like surprising me, which is really nice to see. So I say YFN.
Dope.
Oh man, I'm like really. This is just very exciting. So now I know the next time we get an update from you, we're gonna look for you to not have a head cold anymore, and like have a couple live shows. Those are the next goals we're gonna be watching for you.
Absolutely, dude. I think what we really gotta do is we gotta get y'all to one of them. Like,
right. You just gotta let me know where to pull up. I'm trying to go. I got my mosh pit shoes ready. I'm like tall, so I got an advantage in the crowd. I'm ready.
Yeah, you're gonna be the one putting below.
Oh, don't worry. We know how to get down the mosh pit. Right. I know we chill now. But
yeah,
we know how to mosh.
Yeah. So it's gonna be.
I sound like I don't.
No, you don't. You don't sound like that. You just sound like you ready. You sound like you're ready.
Yeah, that's awesome. I appreciate that.
So, yeah, man. I mean, it was a great experience. I'm really happy to have had this experience. Like a lot of this happened for me like a couple months ago. In that, like, so it's cool to see that people are finally on the same page. And like, we're all in this together type shit. I'm just happy that people are really connecting with the journey and hopefully finding value in it for themselves as well. For real.
Oh, I love that. And that's the goal, right? To help have people connect to your music, but also then have that music take on a life of its own and help people and, do a whole bunch of stuff. I mess with that a lot. So NxG, I appreciate you for joining us again. Is this cool to follow you? Like, I can't wait till next time because I'm sure you're going to just continue to just get bigger and bigger and achieve bigger things. So like, it's always great to talk to you, man.
Yes, bro. Thank you for giving me the platform. Thank you for being here early, man, because a lot of people are going to say they were here when you meet and they weren't. Like, they really weren't. So I really appreciate you guys for giving me a platform, before like a lot of people. So thank you.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Appreciate it.